Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope that you liked that mortgage minute from Mario with our TD downtown office. And just one quick note, because I saw Mario, not this meeting, but our next meeting, our TD reps are going to be on talking about a bunch of the new changes. So that'll be an awesome, awesome meeting. So if you're looking for more information, you can get it.
Yeah.
So, Margaret, star of the show today. For anybody that doesn't know our wonderful Margaret.
Impossible.
This is Margaret Neff. Margaret, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You're very, very welcome. So I could introduce Margaret, and then it would be even longer than the dog story, because I have nothing but 101 great things to say about you. But let me turn it over to you, and just, Margaret, for those of you that don't know you, which is crazy, but a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your real estate background for the people.
About myself, I originally came from Saskatchewan, grew up in a family business of sales, so a natural fit when I moved to Calgary, got into sales, got into new home sales, and then after 8 years of that, decided by talking to many, many wonderful real estate agents that I worked with through new home sales, they convinced me to go and get my real estate license. And really, I've never looked back. I feel I just love working with people, and I really enjoy the whole process. There's so much knowledge, and I've seen this from when I started, where you took I actually looked at my 5 books yesterday from when I took it in 2003 to what the new agents are coming with today, all in their computers.
You and I would have the same books, the coil bound.
Yes. So, going from there and seeing how this whole industry has evolved into where we're at today, and looking down the road of where it's going, is just incredible. And I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm not going to say I've grown old in this business, because I think it keeps you youthful and young.
Yeah.
So, but it's a business and a job that I love to do, because it's something that I can't ever see myself retiring from.
Yeah.
So
that's so great.
Yeah, it's something you can do.
And I've seen so many people run for these positions because they have an ego that needs a little bit of stroking, or they have they think it's a resume builder, or things like that. And I got to say, Margaret's intentions here, from what I've seen about how much she has to give, and she's been willing to give back to the brokerage with all the knowledge. And it's not only just like a good heart, but a very intelligent mind in terms of the ideas that you bring to the table and your depth of understanding, because you've worked with so many other realtors. You've been in the business. You've been active with it. So I got to say, it comes from such a great place versus, and I'm not calling anybody up, but versus some people that I see that come at it from a bit of an ego base, and that's not you at all.
No.
So tell us in your own words now, why do you want to run?
Well, interesting enough, I want to give back, okay? I feel that I'm at a stage of my life and this career that I have a lot to offer the board. And I have a lot of, I feel that members need a voice, and I don't feel the voices we have, in all honesty, are being the voice of the members. We have a collective group of people as the board of directors, and they sometimes lose where we count. And this is what I want to change. I really, really feel, and sitting in on some of the town halls, which I highly recommend all agents attend.
There's one coming up in a couple weeks, is there not?
There is. Yes, there is. And I even if you don't understand what it's about, that's even more of a reason why you need to be there.
Totally.
And you actually see your board in action. And you maybe come away with a little bit of, oh, I don't like that, or wow, I do like the fact that they're actually working towards something. But why are we not hearing about it before this? This is a big question. And it's the communication with CREB Talk and our emails we also get hundreds of emails a day just from our clients and our client bases and people we're trying to do things for that is our profession, but we're not getting that clear communication between the board and the members. And I think that's where the members fall off and don't find interest in the board, only frustration.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to help change that. And that is what I want to do. And people that know me, I will take my voice. And I may not be, I know there's the protocols, but also there's time for change to those protocols. And I think the time for those changes are now.
I always feel like we should have the song Pomp and Circumstance playing in the background. Da, 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 da. I think it's time for change. I want all of you to... Sorry, that's...
And you know, I've sat on lots of different, not just with CREB, I've sat on some committees there, but I've done a lot of volunteer work and worked with a lot of organizations over my many years. So I understand the way that the directors sit and how everybody sits in their elective seats. But I don't feel that we have enough voice and communication between our members. And our members pay the dues.
Yeah.
And we are CREB.
Yeah.
And we are the ones that need to be heard, not just seen.
One of the things that I can testify, I guess, about working with you is Margaret has been on our social committee, and you are also on our advertising committee. And what you said really resonates with me because, and I could be much better than this than I am, but working on a committee is really hard, right? Like it's not easy because you don't want to be the person that doesn't bring the group together, but you also don't want to be the yes person.
Exactly.
And you've done a really good job on all the committees at CIR being like, I understand the collective goal of the group and where we need to get to, but you're also not afraid to poke holes in things and ask really good questions and work very collaboratively with people. So I do think that a skill set, almost despite even having industry knowledge, which I know that some of the candidates do, is just what you just said, your ability to work in groups at that committee level to push things forward while poking little holes in it at the same time. So I think that you'd be an absolute great fit just from that standpoint.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you. I feel strongly that I would be a good fit. Some may not think so, but that's democracy. That is the way the wheel turns, right?
Absolutely.
And it's always good not to have all yes people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And I maybe don't have as much of a secondary education that some of the other candidates have, but I'm probably, and I'll say this honestly, I'm probably the most real person they could ever get on that board to fight for the members.
And you need all sides.
Exactly.
All sides, all perspectives. School the hard knocks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So from a platform perspective, I know that there's a lot of things that you would like to accomplish. You just mentioned a few of them, a little bit more transparency, a bit more communication. But if you could say kind of one initiative or specific thing that you think that the members would like based off of your involvement with realtors at large that you would like to bring to the table if you get elected, what would you say that would be?
One thing that I am passionate about and would really like to see happen is for the new real estate agents coming off the course, have implemented into their education a practicum of how to do this industry.
Yeah.
We every job you go into, you have a trial period. It doesn't matter if you've got all the education in the world and you can recite the Bible.
Yeah.
You still have to learn the steps.
Totally.
So it's, that walk before running kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Or, learn to crawl before you walk.
You're talking about the mentorship apprenticeship program.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
But I would love to see the members, as part of their education package, the new members, I would love to see them have to marry with an experienced agent for 3 months. And that's a way the agents the experienced agents can come back and give back to the board, and because a lot of times the board doesn't feel we as members give anything back. That is a way we can do it, by just making our whole industry stronger and more professional when we let them out the door to go and try and do their profession. And the most important part is the success rate of this would skyrocket.
No.
It wouldn't have people, putting them into such financial strain and everything else, because this job is financially straining, because we never know when it's going to be good or bad. But when you learn from somebody, there's always a way you can turn the tables to make it better.
Well, and there are the stats do show that the success rate of new realtors is not where it should be. It's not great. Fortunately, at CIR, our statistic on that is a lot better. Like, we have a much higher number than the industry average in terms of first-year agents that are successful. But you got to think, and you've worked with so many new agents as well as a mentor, and you see the gaps that people have when they come out, and it's terrifying. So fortunately, at CIR, we have a lot of systems in place to help that. But in terms of agents starting out at other brokerages where there really isn't a lot of that, it would be nice to see some of that at the board level. So good for you.
That's where I wanted to.
Okay, so let's wrap up this. Let's wrap up this voting thing. And so, a couple things really quick here. So voting runs from November 9th to November 16th.
Correct. Starts at 3 o'clock on November 9th, and there's a voting launch up at the board office that starts at 2 o'clock on the 9th, where you can meet all the candidates.
Oh,
That's
nice.
right.
And it's kind of a great meet, and they're also going to have all the electronics there to let you vote right there. So
And that's
we're
at
off
2 p.m. on November 9th?
November 9th. Goes from 2 to 4.
Will you be there?
Uh-huh.
You'll be there.
So
Okay.
give us the summary soundbite of why we should vote for Margaret Neff, even though we all are already. But hammer it home.
Hammer it home. Well, could or would want on your board. And I feel very strongly and passionate and honored that I was nominated, and I want to make that complete. And I'm not in it for the short term. I'm not here just to get a feather in my cap.
Yes.
I'm here to see changes that will work for all our members.
Awesome.
And
That's great.
Margaret, we've seen your commitment throughout the brokerage as well. So and so this is totally evident. Past success is always the best determinant of future performance.
Absolutely.
So and we've seen that. All right.
Yeah, so one more thing that we'd like to talk about. So you run a skills group, and how many people are in your skills group currently?
8, I believe.
8 of you.
8. I think I have a new one coming on.
Perfect.
Kelly?
And in your group, one of our realtors who unfortunately is having, and I'll let you talk about that a little bit, is her health has rapidly declined, and your group has put together a beautiful event to kind of honor her and do something special for her. So why don't I let you talk about that? Because you're all invited.
Yes.
But I want to give you the honors of speaking to it.
So for those of you, I'm going to kind of do a Coles Note version of what's happened. For those of you who are not aware, Joni Winter is terminally ill with cancer, and it's a new strain of cancer. And she only found out this weekend that she won't be able to go into assisted living. She's now going to be moved to a hospice. So I was up with her yesterday. Cheryl Captain and I went up and spent the afternoon with her. She's Joni. She's strong.
Yeah.
She's coming across very strong and everything. But Joni's in the last month has had to move out of her house, be told she cannot go back into her house. So I volunteered to list her house for her. We've done some major fixing up that needed to be done. Her house is listed. If anybody has a buyer for Canyon Meadows, check out Joni's listing, or my listing for Joni. As she put it yesterday, she's losing everything. And in the past couple of weeks, I decided to see, Joni's a beautiful artist, and I've decided that I want to let everybody have an opportunity to have a piece of Joni to remember her by. And so we're going to host a Joni Winter art silent auction here at CIR on November the 24th from 11:30 to 1:30. So I really, really, really want all of you guys to attend. Bring your other real estate friends. And if anybody can, go see Joni. She really wants to have people see her. She's at the Foothills Hospital. She's in Unit 42 in room 465. And I know today she's meeting with palliative care, and they're going to be picking a hospice that she'll be moving to, which I'll keep you posted on that. But she's a trooper. Like, she really wants to come to the Christmas party, and she really, she really wants to attend her art show.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing I want to mention for those of you that don't know, so Joni is a serious artist. She's been painting her whole life. She's had art shows previously. People do purchase her artwork, and it's beautiful. And this art show that we're going to be having at CIR, which will be to help raise some funds for Joni and her family. But also, she has, how many pieces are we going to be featuring?
We're featuring 60 pieces.
60 pieces of artwork. So how wonderful for Joni to know that kind of her heart that she poured into some of these paintings are going to end up in the homes of her friends and family at CIR. So that's beautiful. And I know that Tony Ng, who's working with you on this, and his dad was a painter, he's gone and has looked at a bunch of the pieces, and they're all going to be, the starting bid from the silent auction perspective is all going to be very reasonable.
Very reasonable.
So everybody
Super
will,
affordable,
so everyone will be able to participate, which is great. We're going to have some wine and some cheese, and it's going to be a really beautiful day. So that's going to be at the South Office next Friday from 11:30 to 1.
24th.
The 24th. 11:30 to 1:30. We'll send out a company-wide email for anyone who wants to attend. But if anyone does have any questions, please direct it to Margaret, because we're just volunteering the space, but ultimately it's you and your great group of ninjas that are going to be putting this on for her.
And I love the standpoint, realtor-driven, obviously, but it's not a handout, because it's like, Joni has these great pieces of art that we're going to be doing. So I just love that.
Yes. And I think it'll give her peace of mind that they've gone to people that she loves.
Yes.
And she loves this real estate world, and it's sad for her to have to lose everything that she loves.
Awesome.
So that's beautiful. So we hope you can come out and look in your email. So we'll leave it at that. And don't forget, November 9th, our 2 CIR Realty candidates, Ian Jones and Margaret Neff. You guys can vote for up to 3 people. But don't forget, if there's anyone that you really, really want to make it, any additional votes could potentially count against other candidates. So remember that. And we hope that you'll support Team Blue the best you guys can.
Awesome. Thanks, Margaret.
Thanks, Margaret.
Vote for me.
We'll be back shortly.